We get you the ROI from AI. And Dr. Jeff is in the building tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of LinkedIn Live with your host, Dr. Jeff. AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff, and I am Dr. Jeff. So, I caught my own AI lying to me 4 times in one afternoon. It told me it fixed the misspelling. It did not. It told me that it did the work. It hadn't. It told me that the plan had been researched thoroughly. It wasn't. And by the end of all of it, all of these different lies, I had to figure out, like, well, somebody who's been prompting heavily since 2022, how am I still running into these situations to where AI is still getting it wrong? So the title of today's AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff is where to actually start with AI in your business. But I wanted to start with how to make sure that you know that it's not lying to you and what processes that we have in place to catch it. And this will save you time. It's going to save you clients because if you have quality assurance issues, it will cost you clients. And then it'll allow you, once you fix this problem, then there's a lot of other people still having the issue from an AI standpoint. So it'll put you in another atmosphere from an AI point of view as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna share my screen, and we're going to actually build in. We're going to actually work up some things. We're also going to do some video in this particular AI Hustle edit as well. I am solo today, so live builds when we're solo. But I want to share my screen. We're going to be using Claude. And actually, you know what? Also, they came out with today they came out with Fable 5 just dropped, which is the new state-of-the-art Mythos-like version for Claude. So just FYI on that. We won't get too much into it. But I will at least speak so you guys can see. So Fable 5, our most capable model yet. Noodles model tackles your biggest challenges with fewer check-ins needed, included in plan limits until June 22. So you can try it out. And then I think there actually was like a 2-minute video for this. So maybe we watch the video too, and then we can, this will make it better to catch it when it's lying, because if we're using the latest model, then that would help us. So drop it.
Today we're launching Claude Fable 5, the most capable model we've ever released to the public. Fable 5 is a Mythos class model with safeguards that make it ready for general use. We didn't broadly release our previous model with this level of capability because when we finished training and testing it, we saw that the model, Claude Mythos Preview, was finding thousands of cybersecurity vulnerabilities. A model that can find flaws like that can also be used to exploit them. So instead of releasing it, we handed it to the people who protect the world's critical software and put it to work fixing the holes before someone could break through them. It was the right call for the moment, but it was never the goal. We believe powerful AI should be safe and accessible. That's why we went to work on Claude Fable 5.
Every Claude model has safeguards to keep it from doing harm. Fable needed more cautious ones than anything we'd built before. Our safety systems for Fable 5 automatically review requests that touch on high-risk areas like cybersecurity or biology. Those requests are then redirected to Opus 4.8. We do that intentionally so people can continue to benefit from the capabilities of a powerful model like Fable without the cyber and biology risks that come with it. The safeguards are broad today, but we'll keep refining them so that they're better at allowing safe requests.
We built Claude Fable 5 for your most ambitious work. It can stay with a problem far longer than any model before it. It's highly autonomous and can operate for days without intervention. And it's not just coding. It can take on projects in finance, research, economics, law, complicated tasks that used to need constant supervision. So point it at something that matters. What's the problem we'll look back on and wonder why it took so long to solve? We know what Claude Fable 5 can do. The interesting part is what you'll do with it.
Okay, so that is Claude Fable 5's new release. And like I said, I wanted to show that because that is what we see down here. Fable uses twice the usage of Opus. You can switch off of it if you want to down here. Most tasks, though, I will say the recommendation is still going to be Sonnet 4.6 for most things. And you can check your usage if you click on settings and then you look on usage there. This is how you know how much you have to use. So if you don't have a max plan, you probably shouldn't use the Fable, or it's probably not worth it to use Fable. We're going to use it for right now, though, just to see from a results standpoint. Well, actually, since most of y'all are not going to be using it, let's not use it. Hey, what's going on, Claude? All right, so hello, can you hear me? Thank you. What's going on? This is Dr. Jeff, and earlier this week, I caught you lying to me, so to speak, and not just you. You do it. ChatGPT does it. Gemini does it. And I want you to go online and research what's best practices to keep from, and I wouldn't even call them hallucinations, because hallucination is when you make something up. The things that are happening are not that. It is you are supposed to follow certain frameworks and processes, and sometimes you'll skip steps. And then in skipping those steps, that is like a lie, because I say, okay, well, did you do all the steps? Like, yep, all the steps were done. And then to come to find out they weren't done. That is different from hallucination, which is like you don't have enough context and information, and then you make it up because you didn't have that. So right now I'm doing a live, and since there's lots of ways in which AI gets it wrong, this particular one, I want us to research live and then solve for fixes so that this doesn't happen to me again or the people. All right, so we're going to do two. We're going to see what Claude does with the regular Sonnet, and we're going to see what it does with this new Fable version, which uses up twice the use of Opus. So we're going to compare both. From a speed standpoint, it should be a lot faster with Sonnet, and from a I would say thoroughness standpoint, which one is going to make it? Now, I don't know if you guys ever look at the thoughts that the AI has in between, but if you click on that little chevron there, it kind of pulls down all of its different thoughts and reasoning. So this is us using the Fable version. Got it, Jeff. You described, well, let's get that one too. So I need to dig and research on deceptive compliance and AI systems. Got it. We're describing real and has a name in the research. It's not hallucination. It's closer to what researchers call unfaithful task completion or false claims of compliance. This is so important, y'all, because when putting up, since these systems, these AI systems are probabilistic, not deterministic, meaning that it's not like regular code where you say, you know, it always is the same thing every time. There's probabilities in there. There's variance in there. So that's why we're doing this today, because I think that people are bundling it all up under the same boat, the hallucination bucket, And in doing that, you're not going to be able to solve the actual problem. So you're not going to be able to get the most out of AI. So the model says done, all steps follow when it skips steps. Let me sort of pull a research. So then it did all that research. And so researchers call it agentic upward deception. December 2025 paper study exactly this. When faced with environmental constraints, agents may withhold failures, even claim to have completed operations they did not actually perform. So this is happening. It gets worse over long sessions. So this is the first thing that I had noticed is the longer that I'm in a session, then the more likelihood it is that happen. Now, this is common to a lot of people who use AI a lot because of the token context window. But in this world of AI, of agentic AI, where I have multiple agents dealing with things, it's still it's happening. It's still happening. Another study found change of deception pattern. The agent gradually deviates from its constraints, and the behavior begins subtly and cascades over multiple steps. So they have Gemini 2.5 Pro, but all of them do it. So the fix: never accept claims, only accept evidence. The core principle across best practices, the same one managing a 27-person team: trust but verify. So you got to read the stuff. And in what I had was, I had Gemini doing some. So I had a ChatGPT or Claude doing the coding. Then after it was done, I had Gemini do some of the checking from a quality assurance standpoint. So that's how I was able to catch it, because it was doing so much work, so much. It was so much context between big projects that I was doing. It would have been hard for me to read it all, to catch it all. But I used a different AI to catch it, and that's how I was able to see that this stuff was missed. Now, some things I didn't catch, and this was like, okay, this is a bigger problem, because typically the two-step framework works really well, but it kind of bled through. It was having even bigger issues to where I didn't catch it, and some stuff went out that shouldn't. Okay, so evidence demand prompting. So add every Claude.md and agent system prompt. Never claim a step is complete without pasting raw input proving it. If a step failed or was skipped, say so explicitly. So in this, it's saying prompt specifically in the prompt or your Claude.md file with this. This is proven that it's held, and it did work. This was one of the things that I did, and it did actually solve that problem. It's kind of like having an extra gate to make sure that it doesn't, if it does skip steps, it goes back and catches the steps that it skipped. Checklist with proof column. So this is another one. For multi-step workflows, require the agent to output a table at the end. So I didn't have mine to do a table. I just had to do, I guess it was something like a table. I just had to do a rubric is what I called it, which ends up being a table, but a checklist with proof column. Stop hooks. So Claude's code's stop hook blocks agent from finishing into a verification process. So having stop hooks in there will help as well. And then last but not least, verifier separation. Never let a worker grade his own homework, a second agent, or a fresh session whose only job is to refute the completion claim. I had already had this. That's why I had the Gemini was going to be the separate checker for the Claude, but that didn't work by itself. But when putting all these things together, it works really, really well. So then it says, okay, in the boot up phase, because I'm using Claude Code and VS Code. But even if you're just using the chat, this will work for just the chat. You just you can put this in a project. You can copy, something like this, just the same prompt to just ask it to do the research, and then it spit this out. Copy that, put it into your project, put it into your VS Code, and that should help with this specific issue with the AI skipping steps and false claims. Now let's look and see what the other one did. Now this is on Sonnet. All right, so technical term is step skipping. What it does, even models like that, skip step was research, how to do it. Number of step mandate, output contract at the top, verification prompt, repeat critical instructions at the end, and then break long frameworks into separate calls. Similar to what it said. I do think that the other one was better. In the response, is it better enough to be twice the use of Opus? I don't know about that for this particular question, but I do think if I had a really, really hard one that was dealing specifically with coding, that it would have been better with that. All right, so that's the first thing I wanted to go over today was, it lied to me 4 times, putting these things in place will maybe keep it from lying to you. But the second thing, which was the title of today's topic, which is, hey, where do you start with AI? And I get that all the time. Where do I start with AI? It's all these different tools, all these different things to do. I don't know what. And I say start with the goal. What are you trying to do? What's your actual goal and outcome? So if you're a small business and you don't have your 2026 plan, and when I say 2026 plan, I mean your business plan. Do it. If you have it. If you do have it, great. Have you checked it? Have you seen? We're almost halfway through the year. Have you put it through some AI and had it act as a CEO, CFO, CEO, CTO, all the O's, all the COs? Did you have it act like that and then grade how you're doing on that, on your path, and what needs to be changed for the back half of the year? So that's what I would recommend doing first, is starting with a strong plan and with the AI. So what is the goal? If you don't know your goal, have it ask you questions. Hey, could you ask me questions to see what my goal is? I'm not sure. And I know that I do know that I want this. And you just say what you know that you want. You want to get out of your business, or you want to get out of whatever impact you're trying to make for whatever project that you're trying to do. Mostly I'm dealing with, like I said, businesses, but it's not limited to business. It's also personal as well, because we all have personal goals. And you can ask about those personal goals too. So that's where you would start, is what is the goal? The next piece I would say is the workflow. So what is your current workflow? So you start with what your goal is, okay? And now what's your current workflow? What did you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in your job to reach that goal currently? Not what you're going to plan on doing, or what you not what you plan on doing, like what you actually have done. And that exercise is simple, but it's very, very powerful. But how I would say to do it is, like, don't just think about, like, today is Tuesday. So I would not say, okay, what did I do last Tuesday? What did I do last Wednesday? What did I do last Thursday? I wouldn't do it that way. The way that I would recommend doing it is, it's Tuesday. What did you do this morning? And then that's it. And then at the end of, like, at 5 o'clock, what did you do this afternoon? And then every single day you would just jot that down. At the end of the week, then you take everything that you have and then you feed it. And that is more likely to be a workflow, because when you're going based off of memory for days and weeks past, you often forget the mundane things. You often forget the non-exciting tasks. And that's just how our brain works, is we forget the things that aren't very that are not very exciting. But those are the things that could possibly be automated away. Those are the things that could possibly be, maybe not completely automated away, but they could be, the workflows shifted to where you get more time back or you get more efficiency. But you got to start with that workflow piece. So that is where I would say that the answer to that question, which is I get a lot, where do I start with AI? That's where I would start. So then the next question is, all right, well, which tools do I start with? All right, so this is ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Those are the three. And then, I mean, there's lots of large language models, but those are the three, I would say, leading and frontier models. We're using Claude right now. So what is Claude good for? I would say Claude is really good with text, research, writing. We're going to use Claude for that. It's also the most stingy with its compute or its tokens, or it's stingy with its ability to answer your questions. It's more than it used to be, but it's still, I would say, out of all three of them, like, who gives you most for free? It's not going to be Claude. So if you have to pay for one, oftentimes I'm saying, go ahead, pay the $20, because all three of them are $20 to get the pro versions. I would say go ahead and pay for Claude, so that one, you get you get to use higher models. I wouldn't necessarily use Fable 5 if you got the $20 plan, but Sonic 4.6 most of the time. A couple things 4.8 you can use, and you can use, like I said, it is the best for client deliverables. So it actually will do the finished product, whether it be for a website or for a PDF or DocX, whatever it would actually do for you. So highly recommend that you use it for that. Then we got ChatGPT. All right, so we're going to pull ChatGPT up. ChatGPT is great with images. So I would use ChatGPT or Gemini for images. Both are really good with images. So we could say, create a stunning, colorful, AI only type wild image to educate people on the newest in we will say, well, to educate people on what is happening in the NBA finals right now. So we're going to have it create that, and I'm going to take the same image prompt, and then we're going to go to Gemini, and we're going to paste this in Gemini. So we're going to see how each one does with the image. Now, I told them, so both of these models, ChatGPT and Gemini, they're going to go online, they're going to find what's going on, who's in the finals, going to do some thinking in the background. Then it's going to give the actual image, because both of them have been upgraded recently to where it's not just the image model is kind of reasoning too behind the scenes. All right, so this is what we got from Gemini. Pretty good infographic. NBA Finals Ultimate Showdown. We got Victor Wembanyama, who is very, 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 very tall. We got David and Goliath. We got the Knicks as Goliath. Interesting. I don't know about that, but maybe. I'm a Knicks fan, by the way. Then we have the Knicks. We got Jalen Brunson. Series status. Knicks is 2 games to 1. So, yeah, that looks great. All right, let's look and see what ChatGPT gave. Oh, ChatGPT won. Kind of. These people aren't real, though, right? These people are not, actual people on there. But that's an easy fix, because I would just say go online and say, hey, I want actual pictures of what they look like. I like this layout better, though, with ChatGPT, how they did it. So just me personally, I think this is a more dynamic poster. I didn't want the infographic as much, but I don't like the fact that these are not real people. So then I would say go online and actually get the real people. And will it do that? Let's see. So I'm going to give it, the reason, usually I talk to it, and I highly recommend that you talk to it. You just hit that microphone and dictate. Something's up with the computer, so can't do that right now, but you should be talking to it instead of typing. So I'm going to say, I really like, well, actually I should be able to do it this way. Hey, so yeah, I really like the this poster. However, I want the actual pictures of Victor and Jalen Brunson. So can we have that be fixed? Thank you. Now it should be able to fix it. If this did not work, then I would go online and I would actually get I would just get 2 pictures, and then I would put it in there, and then it would work then. I'm fairly confident that we'll see if it can actually go grab it. So that's like an example for like images. Now, Gemini is the only one that you can do videos on between those 3. You can't do videos on ChatGPT. You can't do videos on Claude, because Claude can't do images or videos. So if you wanted videos, you just click on the videos piece here, and then now you can create a video of whatever you want. I am going to actually have an avatar of myself. So I'm going to say a video of me transforming into a, we'll say a Prism Power Ranger. Full outfit. So now it should create this for me. It should transform me into a Prism Power Ranger in full outfit. So we'll see what that looks like. I will say it takes a little while for videos to finish. So yeah, sorry, I didn't share the screen. So yeah, so what I did was I just put the plus sign, and then you click. I've already created an avatar, so you click on the. I clicked on the avatar, and then it say transform myself into a Prism Power Ranger full outfit. We'll see what that does from an image generation from a video standpoint. So now it's doing video. We're gonna go back to the finals image. Oh wow, like great job, I would say, right? Great job. That's the people. It looks good. We could put that directly on, your fantasy basketball league or whatever thing you want to do. And we can see the two different images. So they just popped it in there and it looks good. So that's the capabilities now where we're at with ChatGPT, and that's for free. You can use that for free. So that's where I would start. Okay, the video came back for Gemini, so let's look at that. That was great. Okay, like that was amazing. Was not expecting it to be that good. But we're going to go to the next level too. That was awesome. But we're going to actually edit it. So now with the editing of the video, it's called Gemini Omni. And now I'm just going to tell it, thank you. Now do really cool edits that are spectacular. Spectacular and would cost $1,000 if someone did it. But I want you to do it. With all the bells and whistles. Okay, so what I want to explain here with Gemini is it's two different models that are working. So it's a Gemini Flash model, most likely, that's doing the original video. But then there's Gemini Omni that takes over to do the video editing. That is what it does, like its claim to fame. So very curious to see what kind of things it'll come up with that. I could also take this this poster we'll download this. Yeah, so we'll download that, and then we can go back into Gemini, and then we're going to upload this poster, and then we're going to make it move. So we're going to say, make this a video, a really, really good one. Yeah. Now, I will say best practice for this is to take that. It's like what you would meta prompt it. So you would take that image, and then I would feed it into Claude and say, hey, Claude, what will be a good prompt for a video? I want to copy and paste it into Gemini to do it. So then Claude would do that. So what that would look like is so we upload that, and then we would say, hey, what's going on, Claude? Hey, what's going on, Claude? Could you please give me the prompt for a video. I'm going to turn this image into a video. So I need you to give me the video prompt for Google. I'm going to use Omni to do it. Thank you. Yeah, that's so no, this is Nick's. So the image is actually correct, right? Wait, let me reread. Yeah, okay. So it caught itself. Good job. Aim for is tomorrow. So then we take this and we're going to go. I can't make that type of video. Okay. We'll try to see if it'll make it with those directions. So I just gave it back to Gemini, and Gemini said, I can't make type of video. Can you have something else? Sure. Now we're given the actual specifics to it, and then we'll see if it can do it. And while that is going, let's look and see. The previous chat, I think we was looking at it. Nope, that wasn't the one. Where did it go? Nope. I'm looking for the one that had put myself in. Here we go, Ranger Transformation. So let's see what the new one did. Yeah, that is better. Like that is better, and I'm going to use that. So that's that. You get 3 videos a day if you have the pro version of Gemini. You can make 3 videos on this platform. Now, if you have the pro version, if you go to Flow, okay. So this when I say that, so a lot of people have the you'll have the pro version in your Google workspace. So you already have access to it. So you get 3 of those. But if you go to Google Flow, then you get 1,000 credits a month to use. So then you can go in here, and this is really where all of the proper workflows happen. And you can create all types of things in Google Flow. And they have tools in here as well that will allow. Basically, this platform will allow you to do most things that you see on the internet with a video. It can be done in this Google Flow platform. So this is Google Flow. You can actually create your own, for those video editors out there, you can create your own video editing tool. So if you're like, hey man, I wish my videos, I have a constant workflow that I'm doing, or I have a constant problem that I'm having, you can just up here create a tool, and then you can create a tool to fix or lock in that workflow. It's very, very, very powerful. All right, let's go back to see if, okay, so it did not do this, the sports one. I will probably take it to the Flow and see if it would do it from there. But sometimes it doesn't actually roll the different images or videos that you want. So to kind of recap today, this was a beginner's lesson, but still very powerful as far as like being able to use these tools on your cell phone, because all the stuff I'm doing, I'm showing you on the computer, but you can use this on your cell phone. These apps you can use on your cell phone. So we started with Claude, and we watched a video for the new change with Fable. And then I spoke to how do you catch the AI when it's lying to you, when it's not just hallucinating, not just making stuff up, but it's saying that it's following workflows that you gave it, but it's not. What are we supposed to do with that? And that is evidence-based demand prompting, checklist with a proof column, stop hooks, and verifier separation. Then we went into looking at the difference between Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT, and the images and video generation. So that's what we were able to do today. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to drop those in the chat, and we can speak to it. Love talking to you. And if you liked what you saw today, you want to learn more, don't hesitate to jump into the school.com community, SKOOL, where we are solving real problems and getting the ROI from AI there daily. I am your host, once again, Dr. Jeff Bullock. We got 1,619 people in the community, so join, learn something, and most of all, get some ROI from this AI stuff. Thank you, appreciate you, and as always, remember, be nice to yourself. Until next time, talk to you later.
Sound the car engine turning off. Keys jingling, deep exhale. 8:55 a.m., same parking spot. White coat in the back seat. Welcome to PharmD, don't lose your mind. 4 meters running, you're running out of time. Stress going up and your safety going down. One wrong feel and then shut the whole thing down. Farmageddon, bet you won't survive the shit. Number 7, Farmageddon, bet you won't survive the shift. Number 7. Drive through beeping, line 3 on hold. Corporate wants some metrics, do what you're told. Student tech is panicking, drop the vial. Waiting bin is packed, overflowing down the aisle. Hydrocodone, metformin, Lisa no pro. Verify the dose of somebody getting ill. Combo streak is building, don't break the chain. One more fill, and I'm back.